Good morning. My energy is coming back. You know, I had a cold. Right? I'm very happy about this. Now my body is responding as I'm used to. Right? Today I have a lot of stuff. Sweden first. Here in Sweden, tea drinkers are disappearing. It's true. Of course, we have a national statistic. Right? How many people took the tea? And there's an association of nurses. They are doing a fantastic job. They are fighting this madness. Fantastic association. And they check these statistics, you see. So in September they looked at this and they found out that 20,000 had disappeared. 20,000 people who had the tea, according to the statistic, and then they didn't have the tea, you know? The number was smaller. And they thought, you know, maybe there was a mistake, a malfunction, something. And so they checked again in November, this month. And then it was even smaller. 400,000 people disappeared from the statistic. And of course, how do you explain this? I don't know. I suspect that they wanted a big number to persuade everybody to take it. Maybe. And now they have to correct it. Maybe this is why. 400,000 people just disappeared. It's a lot of people, isn't it? There's 10 million people living here in Sweden. You understand? Right. Right, Australia. Australia is totally insane. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about this. I'm not talking about the people, of course. But, you know, I have a friend, an Australian friend, and I used to like her so much. A very smart lady. And now she's totally bonkers about this tea thing. I'm sorry to say. Anyway, so this is, I saw this story from Sydney, Australia. This cruise ship that came in, and 800 of the passengers tested positive on the cruise ship. Everybody had a tea, right? And they were required to test negative before they came on board. But then now they are positive. Nobody's dead or anything. Nobody's seriously sick or nothing like this. But media is making a big deal out of this, of course. And they just want to continue the insanity. That's what I see. I was watching ABC News, I think. And I saw, they said, oh, now they will clean the ship thoroughly. And they were very concerned about passengers coming out, you know, from the ship. And then the people who were coming on to the ship, they were passing each other, you see. They're wearing masks. And of course they have a tea ready in Australia, a new one, tested on mice. That's what I hear. Tested it on 8 mice, 8 of them. And all the mice died. Yeah. I'm sorry, you can't comply. That's the thing. You guys in Australia, don't comply with this madness. You have to turn this around. Get some sanity back into your country. It's insane. Just look around. It's insane. Right. Canada. The Ontario School Safety, they are now calling for mask mandates for children. Again, now. Right? Also CDC in the United States, they are again recommending masks indoors. So they just want to keep this up. We can't comply, that's the thing. If you comply, you accept this madness. So don't comply. Right. I have some good news from New Zealand. Jacinda Ardern. Some say that her name is Ardern, right? Now I don't like that. So I will keep saying Ardern, and I don't like her. So I say what I want. Jacinda Ardern, her party is doing poorly. This is the first time I've seen polls from New Zealand, I think. And her party, the Labour Party, they are dropping. They dropped almost 6% since May. It's great. They are now at 32%. This is according to News Hub, right? Here in Sweden again, Greta Thunberg, she's publishing a book. That's right. Swedish media, they are drooling over Greta Thunberg. She's the big star. Of course, she's a star. Not with the people, though, but with media and the establishment. They love Greta Thunberg here in Sweden. So they are giving her all the best attention now with this new book coming out. I'm sure she will sell a lot of copies. I'm sure. I'm not getting one. Right. So then I want to talk about what happens with the tea. And it's not hard to find stories these days. They are all over the place. There was one in Sweden. I didn't even bother to save it. You know, I heard this story. This MMA fighter, young guy here in Sweden, who died suddenly. Suddenly. That's the new diagnosis. Just checking this morning, Keith Farmer, one of Northern Ireland's most successful motorcyclists, died, aged 35. Maybe 35 is the new risk group, the 30s. BBC, I checked BBC, and they said, they didn't say what killed him. You see? That's usually what they do, right? He died of something. Something happened. No, they didn't. They just said he died suddenly. It was a sudden death. That's all they said about it. Keith Farmer. And then another one, I just saw it. British actress Emily Chesterton. Also in her 30s. And they said she died suddenly of natural causes. Wow. All right, that's all. Be good.